What's your kind of favorite part of the community and like being part of the group?
Come to you guys. You've got the knowledge, you've got the expertise, you come across as honest. You're not trying to like be salesy, which is just not, that just completely turns me off.
What was it like the first property? And then also like, what was it like when you realized you actually started making money from this?
Finding the right group of people to surround myself. I'd found like you and Ollie sooner, and I would have sort of progressed much quicker, have more properties by now. I'd have more of my systems set up.
The three biggest things that you took away and like what would have got you to where you are now faster, would you say? Julie, talk to me. What do you do? What's your company? Where are you currently at?
I run 365 properties.
Nice.
So based in currently London and Bedford area, expanding out 10 properties. I've been running around about a year and a half, 2 years now. So got a lot of process in place, learnt a lot, and now I'm ready for the next stage. I've realized like sort of where I'm at now in terms of financially and from the number of properties I've got, that's not the end for me. Yeah, got big ambitions to grow over the next couple of years.
Nice, nice. And in terms of your background before property, like what got you into it and what did you do before?
So I worked in hotel industry for years. So I worked for like big brands like Intercontinental Hotel, Hilton. I ran operations. I developed new concepts. So I opened new hotels. So I had like masses and masses of experience in the hospitality industry, and also working for a corporate company, which like, I took, it was loads of transferable skills that I could take over. Stuff happened in life, big transformation, made radical decision to get out of the rat race and go go and do it myself.
When you first started, what were like the three biggest challenges you faced and how did you overcome them?
One, I'd never run a business before, so from actually setting a business up and the bookkeeping accountancy, that was just like a massive, like, wow, where do I go? Um, in terms of actually having a property and like operating it, that I guess that was the kind of easy bit for me because I knew that quite well. And I think like the challenge was initially was making those contacts with landlords, networking, and trying to convince someone to take a risk on me when actually I had no properties whatsoever.
Nice.
So, and I did it. So, yeah.
Sick. And what was it like when you got that first property? What were the emotions you went through? I guess like what was it like the first property and then also like what was it like when you realized you actually started making money from this?
It was crazy because would not recommend this to anybody, but I was actually in the States when I was setting the property up.
Nice.
So it was kind of a bit of a crazy like time. So it was literally I had my mum and dad, I had my brother, I had everyone roped in. So I'm literally like, in the States, I'm placing orders, they're getting delivered, they're all there setting it up, we're all getting it ready, sorting the photographer out. So it was incredibly crazy. Do not recommend like doing that, but I did it. I did it. And there were two properties at the same time as well. So there were two
Okay.
properties in a building. And the moment I realized I was going to, what the potential was, is when Reading Festival, because it was actually in Reading, the two properties, and I saw the types of rates I could get for those couple of weeks over the Reading Festival, and I thought, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And that was, I was using Price Labs, so for dynamic pricing very early on. And I could see the potential of that. And that was like, yeah, this could potentially be crazy.
Yeah, yeah, insane. Like with those two, have you still got those two properties? No, no.
No, because I did a review of all my properties probably about a year ago.
Yeah.
What was performing well? What areas did I want to be in? What was the market like? And I found that my other properties were performing a lot better than that. So I handed those ones back.
Yeah, easy. I mean, I handed my, no one seems to have the first property they ever took on. I handed my one back as well. It's like you realize what you can and can't do and what makes the most money to transition.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
so funny though. You basically did it fully remote from day one. You did it from US. There you go.
I know,
Some
there you
people
go.
say you can't do it fully remote. Well,
Well, I just
Julie
proved
proved you
it.
can. You proved you can. Yeah. Wouldn't recommend it to anyone, but you can do it. There you
Oh,
go.
yeah, 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 definitely.
No, that is true. That is really cool. And that in terms of like the if you could like look back and were like there was three things to get to where you are now, because you have got to an amazing place already in terms of like the 10 year stuff. What would you say to someone who's like trying to like three things, let's say, like the three biggest things that you took away and like what would have got you to where you are now faster, would you say? Like lessons, I guess.
So finding the right group of people to surround myself with. So if I think I'd found like you and Ollie sooner, then I would have sort of progressed much quicker. I would have more properties by now. I'd have more of my systems set up. So I think that was kind of a game changer for me. I think finding a good accountant and understanding. I mean, obviously, I don't want to be a bookkeeper. I don't want to be doing it all myself, but like I need to find that person around me that actually is going to guide me, someone that I can trust, and that is going to help me like structure my business the best way. I guess those are kind of the two key things. And I think the third one is realizing that I don't need to be doing it all myself. That was a big learning curve as well, because I was doing it all myself to begin with. And it seemed, yeah, well, this is manageable. But then actually, once you start getting more properties, it's it stops you from being able to grow your business because you're stuck in the operations all the time.
Because we very recently took on a VA, right? For you. It's like the and how's that been?
Full time, another learning curve. Interesting because like now I'm handing over what I was doing to her. I'm handing that role over to her.
Mm.
So, there's a little bit of like testing and learning. We make mistakes, we learn from it, we write a process for it, and then we move on. So
Right.
that's how I see it. Like I think you need to be quite resilient in this business. Not get too down when things go wrong, but learn from them and then move on.
100%. It's a good point. Like, the reason I got to where I got too fast is I just fail fast. I make decisions way, like sometimes way too fast, and then I fail, and then I make the next one. So it's like you don't know what's going to happen until you actually make that decision and run with it. And then I think as long as you make the decision is a big one. Like not making a decision is a decision. It's not the one to make. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, but don't overthink if you
Yeah.
make a wrong decision. Move on.
Yeah. And like you say, like when you hire a VA and like when you start to outsource things, like you've got like people, I mean, I have UK employees, like people make mistakes. Like ultimately you just go, okay, cool. I didn't tell them this. Okay, now I build that process. Now I never need to do that again. Like one of my biggest things is try and make like ultimately, what do you want your life to look like when you get there? And like what are you doing on a day-to-day basis? Where are you? What does the business look like? And then
Yeah.
literally builds that right now. So if that means not working, then you need to basically every single day do something to make you work less tomorrow. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? And like
Yeah.
if you have that mentality, you'll constantly outsource. And naturally as well, when you start to outsource, your business starts to grow because you then have loads of time to then focus on scaling. So it's
Absolutely.
been cool to see that. And then what do the next 12 months look like for you then? What's the game plan? What's the aim?
So strategy is management,
Yeah.
100%. So and that's going to be through advertising, meta ads, doing some networking, reaching back out to current landlords, to look at what other properties they got in their portfolio. So, and really refining the process for me in terms of onboarding. That's going to be really key to be able to then scale that quickly.
You've been part of the community for a while. How long do you reckon you've been part of the community for? Like a year, maybe a bit longer.
Yep.
You joined a
Yeah.
while back. Yeah,
Longer
yeah.
than that. Yeah.
Maybe you're one of the OGs, one of the OGs.
Yay.
What's your kind of favorite part of the community and like being part of the group?
The weekly calls, like I think certainly early on, although I was Probably like not understanding half the stuff you were talking about. It sort of ignited that fire because actually you guys were talking a language that I was familiar with in the hotel industry, nightly rates, dynamic pricing, all that. So that was music to my ears listening to that.
For sure.
And building up some of the just like connections within the group as well. So, I guess I've got kind of core group of other OGs
Yeah.
in the group that, connect with, give advice. So that's really sort of been useful. And then just taking those little snippets of insights and best practice tools that you sort of like put out there. And it's like, yeah, that's a really great process. I mean,
Yeah.
there's I can't think of anything that I haven't read or seen that I thought, nah, don't agree with that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And then like anyone who's like looking to again achieve your level of success, what's like one thing they should do when they're getting started? Or even if they're like already on their journey, and then looking about joining the community.
Support and you need a mentor, then cut through all of those businesses that are talking sales to you, talking about, oh, I could do this for you, I could do that for you, and actually find someone that speaks to you like on a one-to-one basis as one business entrepreneur to another without all the sales crap. And then all roads lead to you
Yeah.
guys.
And like in terms of someone's watching this video and they're thinking about like working with us, whether they've got units or because we get a lot of people who want to join who have like been taught by someone else or whatever, and they now think about joining us. What's like one thing you would say to them?
Come to you guys like you've got the knowledge, you've got the expertise, and you've got the human side
Yeah.
and the banter. Um, and that's what I like. You come across as honest. You're not trying to like be salesy, which is just not, that just completely turns me off. So it's like working for, if you were going to go and work for like, say, a big business like, I don't know, say if you wouldn't go work with Google, you you would think you'd be in that kind of environment where everyone is respectful of each other, everyone's actually having a laugh, it's quite a cool environment. And I'd say like you guys are, not trying to big you up too much, that is the kind of like environment that you guys are kind of giving out. It's
Yeah.
not salesy, salesy. It's not cutthroat. You guys are honest, and you're motivational as well.
No, I appreciate that. Well, Julie, any final words? What's the game plan this year? We're gonna hit at least what's we're currently on 10, at least 25 minimum, 100%. I think 30 is like a nice number to be honest with you. I think you should go for 30.
In a year.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously not 30 more, but like end up on 30, So, I guess that's
Yeah.
like 20. 1 to 2 a month.
Yes.
That's 1 to 2 a month,
Yes.
nice growth rate.
Yes. Yeah. And that's probably in terms of like what I think about my strengths and weaknesses, the the actual going out and selling my services is probably the bit that I feel the not as confident at doing. I can do it, but it's just not my go-to. That's what I want to do. If you said to me, go and set up a property, I'll be there. I love it. I love all the interior stuff.
Yeah.
But the initial kind of sales bit and trying to get my message across, that's the bit that I always feel like, I don't, don't have that enough confidence in that area, even though I do it.
Yeah, for sure. And what you've got to remember as well is like you've already done it like well more than 10 times. Like think of everyone who has wanted to come you for rent to rent for
I
guaranteed.
know, I
It's
know.
like actually you're way more experienced than everyone else. And also like I think removing the point of like it's sales. Like honestly, sales is just being a person. Like
Mm.
I'm like people say I'm one of the best salesmen because all I am is a person. Like I'm the most authentic person ever. Like unfiltered, authentic, and by accident people want to buy off me because I can trust them. But also, like you deliver on the value as well. Like with you deliver on the value, and if you have confidence on that, then you can technically sell to anyone. But it's removing like selling to people, and just being a normal person who
Exactly.
genuinely believes in the product they've got, does deliver on the value,
Yeah.
And then naturally is just an authentic person, especially like in this day and age as well. Everyone's leaning to more authenticity, unfiltered approach, like because everyone just craves that now, because there's so much none of that out there. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
for sure. Well, this has been absolutely pleasure, Julie. I appreciate that a lot.